critical success. Gak, what's up? No, I don't expect anyone to type because, well, I won't be reading chat anyway until the break. So, but we're back. You're 700. Okay, so you're drunk, so we don't expect you to do anything. So that's all good. But we are back for another Sunday and some more D&D. So welcome everybody, welcome players rejoining us this evening. Hope would someone like to speak so we make sure you're all working and people can hear you?
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Do we have to?
Well, you don't have to, but it would be probably a good idea. So,
All right.
Michelle's really, really quiet, so we just have to, everyone just
Really
have to shush whenever she's speaking so we can hear her.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, unlike Discord, we don't have individual volume control over the people's.
Should have put that in too.
I did. I sent them an email basically asking for more audio control, individual volume control, audio filters, push to talk, all those wonderful things.
Why the hell would you want push to talk on Skype?
For just our situation.
Mm.
Because then you don't have to worry about remembering to unmute yourself when you want to talk.
And stuff like this.
Yeah, like Trashy eating and shit without being muted, which is really freaking annoying. No, just kidding. But so without further ado, no one's got any other announcements apart from next Wednesday, session 0 for the Curse of Strahd campaign. We'll be getting started 7:30 PM New Zealand Standard Time. So be there for that. That should be awesome. We'll be rolling all the stats for the group. Then we'll be doing a prologue where we'll introduce the characters and the start of the campaign. Session 1 will go into the transition to the realms of Barovia, and that'll be the following Wednesday. But definitely come back and see us. But we're going to hand over to Le DM and start the recap. So, welcome. Just going to make my DM face bigger. Welcome everybody to the episode 47 of our campaign. We left our heroes last week as they headed towards the frozen north of Paradigm in search of the White Drake Evldoa. You found the guild had a large store with several cloaks, hats, boots, snowshoes, etc. available to help with the trek into the cold north. You then spent another evening back at the guild house, Het and Fiala gathering a few bits and pieces, jewelry, compass case and the like. With that, you also tried to procure some horses from Breton Hart, captain of the guard, who was less than polite and declined your request. You had to then procure your horses from the livery like everybody else, spending a considerable amount of gold on saddles and your steeds. You all set out on your journey. You know this road reasonably well, so you made good time. Not much happened in your travels. You did spend a couple of night camping, and a few incidences happened during said camp. You then arrived at Gaton virtually almost 2 days, about a day and a half out of your travels. You arrived at Gaton to find out that it had been under siege of sorts. Several raids / attacks had occurred by, it appears to be, demons of some description. Elwyn, the guild headmaster, informed you that they came at night, mostly, and with the fog. And so this is where we rejoin the Lions as they prepare to spend the evening in Gaton, and episode 47 of our story. So, team, you have had your conversation with Elwyn, the headmaster of the Gaton chapter of the guild. He's given you the information. He's told you that the demon attacks have happened at night, generally with the fog, and you've got a few hours before sunset. You sort of arrived sort of mid-afternoonish, so you've got some time to prepare for your evening. I think you guys had discussed potentially doing some scouting before nightfall to determine potentially if or where some of the townsfolk had been taken, as you had been informed that some of the townsfolk had indeed been kidnapped or taken, possibly as food, or you're not entirely sure what for.
Would any of you like me to wild shape to scout?
Yes, we got some clothes where you just sniff once you wild shape.
Yes, you did. The other guild member that Elwyn had sent out to gather some items of those that have potentially gone missing has returned, and you do have some personal items.
That's lucky. I thought you were going to hand your underwear over, Sadiq. I was thinking, what is going on here?
No. No, just no.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna wild shape into a dire wolf and sniff the clothes.
So right in the middle of the guild hall, Fiala starts to change her form, and in a few moments you watch her whole stature change. She shrinks down and her face elongates and changes shape, and standing before you now is a large direwolf. What colour is your direwolf, by just out of curiosity, Fiala?
Black with green flecks like my hair, probably.
Okay. So she does resemble Fiala somewhat, with the dark fur and the green sort of tinge through the fur and the flecks through the fur. So Fiala Wolf, you sniff the items provided to you. You will need to now make a, let's say, make an investigation check with advantage. See if you can pick up a scent as you head out the front of the guild house into the street, where you scare a couple of small children who happen to be playing in the street, seeing this large direwolf step out into the middle of the street, and you hear a startled cry and the whimper of two small children as they take off screaming for their mum as this large wolf sort of steps out into the street.
Aww, my ears go down.
Head follows her out, as I guess we all probably would, and Head says, "Never mind children and families, she's with me."
It doesn't really help, Het.
I got a 16.
16. With that, it takes you a few minutes, but you sniff around the street. You move up and down the main. When I say street, you're looking at it's all dirt. It's not like it's a paved street. It's not a cobbled street like Valonda's. It's not a city, so it's all dirt. But it takes about 10 or 15 minutes. But then you do pick up the scent of a familiar scent that you got from the clothing, and it seems to be leading north of Gaton. So do you start to follow it?
Yes.
So who's following Fiala? Are you all going, or is it just Het?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone? Unwell sort of says, I will hold down the fort here, and we'll get a message to you if anything happens while you're gone. So you guys head out. You head out the main gates. Again, as you're head out the main gates, Fiala, your nose is in the dirt. You're following the scent, and you hear oh, and you sort of look up, and the guard sort of leaning against the fence, holding his chest, just absolutely terrified of this large wolf that just bypassed him. He's never seen a dire wolf before, and it just scared him a little bit, and he's quite visibly shaken as you pass by. The rest of you see this as you pass by as well. I'm assuming you guys probably find it all very amusing. But he's a little startled at this large wolf. You follow the trail and then you seem to sort of sniff around. You can't really find the scent again. I need you to make another investigation with advantage, please.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
So, with that, you sort of, it doesn't take you long at all. Two or three seconds, and you pick that scent up again. And this time, it's very, very strong, and it's leading towards the northwest of Gaton. You sort of gesture in the way a dog would, sort of nose forward, ears back, paw up, almost pointing like a pointer would in a hunting sort of situation. And then you take off. You head towards where the scents come from. You cover probably several hundred feet very quickly, and all of you sort of you struggle to keep up, but you manage to keep her in sight. She doesn't get too far ahead. But then the scent leaves the road and heads into the trees, into the forest. You follow it for another 200 or 300 feet, and then it's sort of, the scent almost completely disappears. It's not 100% gone, but you can still smell it, but you're not entirely sure where it is. I need you to make one more investigation check, please.
15.
15. Takes you about 15 minutes or so. You walk around in circles a little bit, go back to the scent, follow it back to the spot, and you go around sort of a 20 or 30 foot sort of circle, and then you do pick up the scent again. It's a lot fainter now, and you're not 100% sure this is the right direction, but this is where it's strongest. So you sort of gauge from that where you need to go. And after about 15 or 20 minutes or so, you come to a tri-stacked rock. So it's three rocks almost stacked on top of each other that it almost looks like it might be a marker. And when you reach the edge of this marker, you come to what looks to be quite a large clearing in the trees. And what you all see as you approach this clearing is a pile of about 4 or 5 bodies. There is also a large swirling portal situated just behind those bodies. The arcane energies are swirling backwards and forwards. Standing in the center of this portal is a very familiar figure to you all. One that Fiala, you probably see it first, and you look at it and you go, your first instinct is to go, no, it can't be her. There is no way it's her. And standing in the center of this portal is the same Dark Knight that you all vanquished some weeks ago. And plain as day, in the early afternoon or late afternoon, early evening sunlight, as the rest of you catch up to Fiala and see this exactly what she's seeing, the dark paladin with the shoulder to ankle shield, the dark plate armor, that same familiar helmet, the clawed gauntlets, standing in this portal. As you stand there watching, the figure makes a gesture with its free hand, and one by one the bodies that you assumed were dead rise and stand and step into the portal with this figure. And from where you are, Fiala, you don't need any kind of perception check or anything like that, and even the rest of you guys, you can see quite clearly that these people are no longer living. They're not alive, but they're not dead also. And with an instant, they all vanish into the portal, and the portal remains at this point. What are you guys doing?
By the Steel Lady, what sorcery is this, Sadiq? Shall we follow?
I don't know where that's going, so
No.
really want to just jump into a portal that could take us straight to, God knows where. Oh crap.
Yeah. Oh, crap is right. Fiela, was that... Anari Ali, was that Namaris?
I mean, it looked like Damaris, but we killed Damaris.
Was the scent you picked up, Fiela, was that her?
You're muted, but no, it wasn't. The scent you got was from the townsfolk. That was the scent you had from the clothing that was given to you. So that was the scent that you were following. You couldn't really tell any other scents at this point. But
Shoot my head. No, it was a dog.
I almost want to knock an arrow and send it flying through the portal.
what are we doing, guys?
It can't be Damaris. Her shield and armor was destroyed.
No, it's even if it was destroyed, they can just with shield and armor they can rebuild that. And if it is Namaris, if they've got a high enough spellcaster, they can bring her back.
I don't.
But you destroyed the body, didn't you?
Yeah, if you've got a high enough caster, you can bring them back. You don't need the body to bring them back. Very high level sorcery.
Necromancy. I despise it.
And with that, you all hear a flash. We'll see a flash and hear a whooshing sound, the sound of wind and trees. And as you glance back to where the portal once was, which has now vanished, you see something that none of you have ever seen before. A large bug-like creature. You recognize the aura it's giving off is very icy in nature. It's almost like it's giving off steam. It's blue and sort of bluish in color. It has what looks to be ice hanging from some of its scales. It stands about 12 feet tall, and next to it is a somewhat humanoid figure. Dark red skin, pointy ears, shoulder-length black hair, very well dressed, a very attractive humanoid. And they're both just standing there staring at you guys. I'll give you 6 seconds, guys. What are you doing?
Who the fuck is that?
That works.
We all thought it. I think you just said it. But,
Head takes a step back so he's at the back of the group and gets ready to prepare protection spells.
Okay, marching order just quickly. Fiala would have been in the front in wolf form.
Yep.
I've got to find the wolf. So Fiala was in front in wolf form. Who was next after Fiala?
Sadiq would have been, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So
It was-
Fiala, Sadiq,
Side up.
Alessandro Sonari, and Het.
Yep.
I would have been towards the back.
Yeah, pretty much the way I've got it. That looks
Just
about right.
front, yeah.
So, with that, as you all sort of, what the fuck, kind of situation, Fiala probably would have just growled a lot, being a wolf. You all hear a voice. You don't see anyone out there talking, but you hear a voice. My master sends his regards. Prepare yourselves. And with that, we'll roll initiative.
That didn't sound like Namaris.
Namaris is not there.
That one went through the
No,
portal.
that one, what's now is through. Well, we'll go to the battle map and I'll show you what you're now facing. Battle map. Oh, I've got to fix its face. Yoink.
He is brilliant.
We see hit. Oh, what?
So, obviously what we see here is in this corner down here, we've got you all lined up. The Fiala Wolf in the front, Sadiq, Alessandros, Anari and Het all lined up here, and over the far side you do see a humanoid figure. It's the red guy and this large bug-like creature. They seem to be, from your position, Fiala, they're about sort of 30, 40 feet away. So we get Alessandros, your initiative, please.
So I rolled and got a natural 1, so I get 8.
And that one. Hit yours.
Het also rolled very low. He got 5.
Ooh, this is not good. Fiala, the Fiala Wolf. 13. Anari,
15.
15.
Come on, Sadiq, you
Sadiq.
can do it.
18.
Yes!
Yay!
Awesome. So we start our counter. Sadiq, you are first up, and Ari, you're up after that. As you, the creature initially, you heard this voice, and then the moment the voice sort of said what it said, you noticed another small, swirling, dark crimson portal open up in the trees behind it. And then another to the right of the dude, another behind him, and then another. 3 more demons appear as and these do look very demonic. They're very, very small, but they're very demonic looking, and they appear from little crimson portals that sort of just arrive as this creature spoke. So Sadiq, it is now your turn, with Anari up after that.
So before I do anything, I'm guessing yellow is the color of my amulet.
Yes, these things have set off your amulet the moment. You probably noticed it before as you're walking up with the original entity that, and then it would have glowed with both colours because of the undead that were there as well. But now it's just glowing the bright yellow for evil creatures.
Alright, so I'm going to activate my River of Dawn. How far away are they?
You sort of estimate roughly probably 40-50 feet from your position.
Alright, I'm going to activate the Rite of Dawn on the Corpse Slayer longbow and launch an arrow.
Knock an arrow and fire away. What target are you firing?
The one that spoke that didn't speak.
You're not sure which one spoke that didn't speak.
I'm guessing the humanoid, the one in red.
Okay, so you're going to fire at the one in red? No worries. Make
Yeah,
your
so that's
attack.
23 to attack.
That does hit.
8 plus... So 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. What type of damage is it?
The 3 points would have been radiant. The rest of it would have been piercing.
Piercing. Okie dokie. You knock your arrow and fire, and it strikes this individual just above his right collarbone, in the top of his armor. He's wearing chainmail armor too. You can see it quite some form of chain armor, and it doesn't seem to hurt him much. He sort of flinches as the arrow hits him, but it doesn't look like he's concerned at all with the attack that he's just received.
Yeah, 15 to hit.
Same target?
Yeah.
That one will miss.
Okay.
As your arrow careers towards this individual, he just raises his spear. He's carrying a spear and he raises it and just deflects it to one side.
That's it.
That's it for you.
Yep.
Inari, you're up.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Hail of Thorns.
Noted.
First level. And then using Sharpshooter, I'm going to quickly knock 3 arrows.
Go for it. What's your target?
I'm going to target. Oh, I've got the pointer on the screen. That's really helpful. The same one that Sadiq was targeting.
So it's a humanoid. Fire away.
Okay, so first one. Do you want me to do them individually?
Yes, please.
Okay, so your first one misses spectacularly with 7.
That does miss.
Oh my god. And
What?
10.
Stop breathing on your microphone.
Wow. Okay, so that's 10 for that hit as well.
So that
Miss.
misses.
That was 10 for the second one as well. Third one.
So all 3 miss. Inari, seemingly out of sorts, it seems, draws and fires 3 arrows very quickly, as she usually does, but all 3 are easily evaded. This character sort of moves and sways, deflects one with his spear, just stabs to one side as the other flies through, and the other just falls short, misjudging the range. And your bonus action was Hail of Thorns, which will still be up because you just need to hit with that. Movement.
I will.
You are this one here.
I will come
No,
up.
This one.
Yep, I'm just gonna come up to between the 2 trees. Oh, what's that? Is that a rock in front of me?
This here is a rock here.
Okay, can I go to the other side of that rock? Just next to Fiala.
The side of it, in front of it, or
Yeah, in front of it. Yeah, there.
oh, I should find my laser pointer. It's here somewhere. I've misplaced it. Yes, so that's your turn. Next up is the humanoid figure, who sort of briefly looks around at you all. And Fiala, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. Using your direwolf stats. You're muted.
I know, I'm doing math. 13.
13. So that is a failure. You instantly get the urge to just protect this individual. So you turn towards your companions and you just start growling. With that, that's his action. With his bonus action, he's going. Well, actually, no. What he's going to do. So now that he's moved up to there, close to you guys, I need Sadiq, Nari, and Alessandris. You also all need to make wisdom saves, please.
$16.
Nari,
15. It's alright, I thought I'd rolled a natural one and then looked again.
okay, and Sadiq,
16.
16. Anari, your elven blood deems you shrug off this particular effect relatively easy. You sort of feel it briefly, sort of touch your mind, and then it dissipates relatively quickly. Sadiq and Alexandros, you both feel that same pressure on your minds, and it just doesn't seem to take hold, as something tried to invade your minds. You're not sure what it was. You can only assume it was this particular creature, but you're not 100% sure. With that, next up is Fiela, and as you are currently charmed, you are in protect mode. Your command was to protect, so you don't feel that you want to physically attack your friends. You still know that they're your friends, but you don't want them to attack this particular individual. Your job at the moment is to protect him.
I'm gonna like shake my head and growl. Is it for me, I guess? Can I just growl?
Yes, you can just growl. Again, no one's really approached you at this point, so you will defend yourself if attacked. You'll also defend him if he's attacked. I'm just gonna look at what we could do here. So yeah, just want to make sure I've got this right. So yeah, so that's pretty much all you can do at this point. You can remake actually no, you can't. There is a way that can be broken, but at this point you are, that's pretty much all you're doing. You are protecting the humanoid character at this point. Next up in the initiative order is the large bug-like creature. It's sort of moving from side to side. You can sort of hear that skittering, sort of clicking noise that like cockroaches almost make. It's a really disconcerting sort of noise. What is your movement speed, sir? That much. It charges forward at lightning speed towards you, Inari, and it will make 3 attacks against you. It will take 1 bite, 1 claw attack, and 1 tail attack.
Okay.
So its bite attack is 16 to hit.
It hits.
The claw attack is 27 to hit.
Oh, that misses.
And the tail attack is a 25 to hit.
Oh, shit.
So you will take 12 points of piercing damage from the bite, plus 10 points of cold damage. From its claw, you will also take another 10 points of slashing damage, and another further 10 points of cold damage. Its tail attack, as he whips his tail around and whips it round at your sort of knee level, attempting to take you out at the feet, you will take another 12 points of bludgeoning damage and 10 points of cold damage, and you will be knocked prone. You are now prone, shivering quite severely with your camera has just gone way out of focus too. Put your hand in front of your camera and take it away. It's just gone really, really blurry. It's weird. Oh no, it's all good. It's just on Skype. On the camera, it's okay. No, you've frozen on stream. Oh no, no, you're fine.
No, I haven't.
No, you're fine.
I'm
now.
just...
Right, so with that, yes, you, yeah, you're not looking too good. You've taken some pretty severe damage. Bonus action, he will... what is he going to do? He's not going to do anything at this point. You just hear that clicking, clittering sort of sound as he sort of turns and looks at the rest of the group. Ali, you're up next with head on board after that.
Okay, so I'll notch a bow, aiming at that critter, wherever it is. and take a shot at it.
Right, so you knock your bow, knock your arrow, ready to fire. Yeah, familiar way, you got line of sight, it's tall enough that you can see. Fire away.
12.
Unfortunately, that misses and just finds nothing but the hardened carapace of this creature and deflects
Now,
your second attack. Actually, that would have been... No, it wouldn't have been. Yes, it would have been at advantage because of Anari being within 5 feet.
okay, second attack will be bow again.
Yeah, so make your first attack again, roll again for your first attack because you would have had it at advantage.
Ah, okay.
Because you've got an ally within 5 feet.
26 then.
So that does hit. And you'll also get sneak attack on this attack.
Whoa. Okay, this is going to be painful.
So roll for your arrow first.
Arrow is 7.
7. So then roll for your sneak attack damage.
Hang
So that
on,
was
hang
7
on.
piercing.
I haven't finished. Where'd it go? Down further. There we go. Shadow arrow. Using arcane shot as well. So that's 2d6.
Make sure you state these when you use your arrows as well before you fire.
Actually, on a hit, I can use it. Say whether it uses or
Okay,
not.
cool. Just making sure.
Yeah. So shadow arrow. So a creature hit by the arrow takes 2d6 psychic damage. Must succeed a wisdom save. So
Cool.
I'll do.
So roll your 2d6.
Which is 10.
Let me see. I'll roll the wisdom save. Which he rolled a wisdom 18.
Yeah. Never mind that. Okay.
So 7 piercing damage, you said?
Yep. That's from the bow, and I get sneak attack too, don't I?
Yep. So what was your psychic damage?
10 was psychic.
So with that save, does that half the damage, or
No.
just he still takes the damage, just doesn't have to do anything?
Yeah, on a wisdom saving throw of DC 14, or be unable to see further
Okay,
5
yep.
away.
So he still takes the damage, so 10 damage.
And the snake attack is 14.
Nice, and will be magical
That's
damage.
the first arrow too.
Second attack. Do you get 2 attacks? Oh, you got fighter, don't you? So
Yeah.
yes, you do. You won't get sneak
so
attack on the second though.
No, that's fine. So we'll do attack again with the bow.
Fire again.
19.
That does hit.
That is 9 damage with that. And using arcane shot again, shadow arrow. With
Yeah, you realise you don't use that twice per short rest.
yes,
Yep.
I know that.
So roll again for your psychic damage.
That is 7 for the psychic. So 9 and 7.
And he'll make the wisdom save again, which he gets 17.
Okay, I'm done. Hang on, and
You still have a bonus action and movement. If you wish.
I will do action surge. You can take 1 additional action on your turn.
You can.
Yes.
So that will give you another 2 attacks.
Another 2 attacks, is it?
Well, it's because of an action. You take another action, and in your action you get 2 attacks. So
Okay.
you can indeed take 2 more attacks.
25,
That hits.
7 damage.
7 damage. And your next attack.
23,
That hits.
11 damage.
You fire a volley of arrows, attaching your arcane shot to the first 2. Sneak attack. All these shots just coming just in quick succession. Unfortunately, You notice that this creature just does not seem to take the damage that you would expect for that amount of arrows. It's definitely taken some damage, but its carapace is thick and hard, and the arrows just don't seem to be doing a whole lot. So with that, Het, it is your turn. Unless you want to move, Alessandros.
I should be right where I am.
Okay.
Sadiq's in the way.
So, Het, it is your turn.
Het moves forward towards his allies. He takes note of where each one of them
How
are. 5, 10, 15 feet at first. Just diagonally forward would be
Yep.
fine. And as he walks forward, he brings forth his Book of the Steel Lady, as he's been thinking on the nights before. And he says, "United we stand, divided we fall." And he casts Bless on all his teammates, including Fiela. Not himself, just his teammates. You all now get a D4 with attack rolls and saving throws. And then after the Bless spell is upon his comrades, he will move 10 feet behind the stacked rocks, so he is out of line of sight of any distance weapon.
No problem. So is that all you're going to do at this point?
No, he will then call Kalek from the void, and Kalek in small spider form will be to the left-hand side by the green tree behind the rock also.
Well, if you can fit him in there, you're going to have to go there, but we know he's there.
Oh yes, he is much larger than what he is meant to be.
Yes,
that is just
that model is
that is
huge.
representative.
I could probably put another one in there to represent him in spider form, actually.
I have. Oh yes, you could. I also have a new model to represent him when I get a chance to paint it. Much smaller.
Represent him at this point as a crab. He's now a crab. Or
He's
spider.
now got crabs.
He's now a crab / spider. So with that, is that your turn here?
Yes. Sorry, Kalek, just forward 10 feet towards the rock still, please. And that is it for Het, thank you.
But even his claws are big. Right, next up. The other demons that have joined this battle now make their movement. What have we got here? No, they're all going to stay there, but they are going to fire at you guys. Who's in the charge? So Sadiq, you'd be the first target, and that one will miss. Alessandros, next one will be firing at you, will also miss. Holy crap. And Het, you'll also get an attack. You're not in full cover, you're not 100% covered from that one, but you will get +2 to your AC.
Excellent.
And that is a natural 20, so that's a 25 total.
That beats my armor even with the +2.
That does beat with the +2. So you will take 22 points of fire damage.
Het is also concentrating on Bless, so he will need to roll.
So you'll need to make a Constitution saving throw, which you'll need to do 12 or better.
No problem, that is 20.
So you maintain concentration. But 20, what did I say, 24 points of fire, 22, make it 22.
22 points of damage.
Fire damage, yep.
That is halved because of my beautiful little skull.
It does. With that, they are going to remain where they are, and we are now back at the top of the initiative order. Sadiq, you're up. Nari, you're on board after that. You are prone currently.
Right. I'm gonna swap to my sword and swap the spell to my sword. So now I've got to roll for damage from there.
Yes, you do.
Heal 3, take 2. Okay. And then take a swing at that blue thing.
You're going to charge up and take a swing at the blue thing?
Yep.
This. That. So, make your attack.
Dirty 20.
That is a hit.
Now I need to go to my dice roller because the stupid dice took a roll.
And what weapon are you using?
Heavenly Executioner.
Heavenly Executioner. Righty ho.
18 points of damage.
18 points of damage.
No, sorry. That would be 20. I forgot the plus
20
2.
points. You basically you jump in, you tag, you swing away with the Heavenly Executioner, and you strike again that really hard carapace. And even with your mighty greatsword, it just does not seem to be doing the damage that you would hoped. Definitely doing damage, but just nowhere near as much.
Yep. It's a 24 to hit.
Second one does hit as well.
Bloody dice roller. 21 damage.
21 damage. Again, you find purchase, but again, it just does not seem to be doing the damage that you would hope with such a savage swing.
And that's it.
That's it for you. And Inari, it is now your turn. You are currently prone.
Guessing I'm going to have to use half of my movement to stand.
You will indeed.
And then I am going to move the other half of my movement away from the creature in front of me.
How far away?
Just enough so I can get a range to
We'll
shoot
take
at
attack of opportunity.
I know.
Back towards Het or Fiala.
Yep.
So you will get an attack of opportunity from this creature, which is a 21 to hit.
Right.
So you will take, it would be a claw attack, so you'll take 10 points of slashing damage and 10 points of cold damage. But you are now far enough away that you can attack
Use
if you wish.
sharpshooter to aim and fire.
So fire.
So, first one, 22 to hit.
That hits.
So, can I use Hail of Thorns on that?
Well, when you rolled your damage for your hit, yeah.
Okay. So, that is 22 plus 9. So, that's 31 for that one. A second one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Misses fantastically with 7.
Your first one is a great shot, and again, it finds its target. It finds a soft spot in the underside of the creature, but again, just doesn't seem to do the damage that you'd hoped. Hail of Thorns rains down. Sadiq, you'll also need to make a dex saving throw for the Hail of Thorns. So what was the saving throw on the Hail of Thorns, by the way? It's a dex, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It's a dirty 20, so I think I've saved.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yep.
We're getting interference from someone's microphone. I'm not sure whose it is.
Ed.
So his dex is, he did a 14. What's your spell DC? I don't know. So 14 to save. So he doesn't take the damage. Or was it half damage? You're muted.
Half.
So what was the damage on Hail of Thorns?
So it takes 4 damage because it was 9.
But yeah, again, so you'll take half damage as well, Sadiq. So you'll take 4 points of piercing damage from the Hail of Thorns as it rains down above you, all around you. With that, It is now the humanoid creature's turn. He stands sort of surveying the situation and looks around once again and moves forward now, looking at all these creatures. Actually, no, he doesn't. He doesn't move forward at all. He is going to move, get line of sight on you, Het, and recognizing you as a caster, and is going to 15 to hit. You're muted, sir.
That is a hit.
You will take 18 points of fire damage from a ray of fire that is just shot forward from this creature's hand and strikes you in the chest.
Is that a spell?
It is a spell. Actually, no, it's not a spell.
Okay, just
It's
checking.
oh no, it is a spell. Sorry, no, it will be. So yeah, it'll still be half damage for you.
That's fine. It's half a fire, so you can't do that. That's fine.
And that will pretty much be his turn, I think. No, hit. You'll have to make a wisdom save as well now, please. Now that he's moved closer to you.
That is 23.
That is also a save. So again, you feel the same as everyone else. You felt that pressure on your mind, and it just sort of it touched your mind for a second, and then it was gone. You get you being a caster get almost immediate sense that it was from this creature. That something he's doing.
And because I was damaged, I must save for concentration for
You
bliss.
also too. So DC 10.
That's 14, so I'm fine.
Concentration maintained. Just gotta see what we can do here. So Fiela, it is now your turn. You get to make another wisdom save, please.
19.
And you save. You there for a moment, and you sort of shake your head a little bit, and then you're thinking, why are my friends attacking this dude? He's not a bad dude. And then that feeling just wears off, and you know that it was him that tried to, or basically did charm you. Because you were in wolf form, your elvish blood did not help you in this particular instance. But you now know it was him, and he is within 10 feet of you.
I'm gonna move. That's Sadiq next to me.
So you got
Within 10
Sadiq
feet
there.
Yeah.
You've got the demon 10 feet behind you, and then hit Elishonis and Fiala, all down by the rock.
I'd like to move, so I'm about over 20 feet away from Sadiq, but next to him, next to the red guy. I'd like to move next to the red guy.
You want to move into melee on the red guy?
Yeah. And I'm gonna bonus action out of wild shape.
Sure.
And use my action to cast Ice Storm.
So you now use your action to cast Ice Storm. What is the range on Ice Storm?
That's a 20-foot cone. That's kind of why I wanted to be away from Zeke.
A 20-foot cone?
Yes, so everything around.
Where is my...
The cylinder. Yeah, cylinder. So,
cylinder. So 20-foot cylinder.
Right.
I can do, because I've got some cool stuff here. So, where do you want to center it?
I would like to take out. I don't think there's anybody else, is there? Close by.
No.
By that tree? I'll just take it out near him.
You don't want to. You don't want to cover yourself, do you?
Well, no.
You can center it from where you are, 20 feet. If you were to center it just on the other side of him, and you'd know this, you'd center it just on the opposite side of where he's standing. If you centered it about here, you would literally just get him in it.
If I center it over the demons in the back, would I get more people?
You'd get 2 of them. Or you'd get, if you centered it over these guys, you'd definitely get the 2 back ones. You wouldn't be able to get all 3.
I have a feeling I'm angry at him.
Yes, you
So I'm
probably
gonna-
would be. So what's the save on that?
Yeah. It's a dex save.
Dex save, he rolled low. Holy crap. What's his
Alright.
dex bonus? Let's have a look here. Well, he's got a high dex, but still only got an 11.
That fails, so he'll take 24 damage. And
24
half
cold
of that's
damage?
cold.
Half of it's
Half-
cold? So you
and
got
half of it's
bludgeoning as well?
bludgeoning.
Okay. So again, this ice storm just opens up above this character, and ice and sleet and snow just rain down on top of this humanoid creature from above. Unfortunately, he doesn't really take as much damage as you'd kind of hoped. He is definitely taking damage. You can see that it's definitely hurting him, and he's trying to sort of shelter himself from the damage, but it really doesn't look like it did as much as you thought it might have. But he's definitely taking some damage there. Is that all you wish to do? Is that your action, bonus action, and part of your movement?
That's it for me. I
That's
think
it for
it
you?
turns it into difficult terrain, though.
Let's have a quick read here.
Hailstorm turns the storm's area effect into difficult terrain
Okay.
until the end of my next turn. Yeah.
Okay, so that will pretty much say that whole area around where you are and where the trees are, and probably 10 feet out from the trees will be difficult terrain. It'll be all icy and sleety and stuff. So with that, it is now the bug's turn. The bug is now engaged into a melee combat with Sadiq. So it turns to you, Sadiq, as Anari ran away. Let's see what he's going to do. What he's going to do is you can see his hands. He brings his hands up, his claws up towards his chest, and they start to glow and emanate sort of an icy, arcane look to them. And then all of a sudden, a wall of ice shoots up out of the ground, separating the group. Goes through those trees, and literally this giant wall of ice, 30 feet long. It is 1 foot thick and 10 feet high. Now separates Sadiq, Fiela from the rest of the group. You can sort of see through it, but it's all like looking through an extremely thick pane of glass. Everything is sort of distorted and just shadowy on the other side. But that is his action. As a bonus action, he will make 1 tail attack against you, Sadiq, which will be a 20 to hit, dirty 20. So you will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage plus 10 cold, so 22 points total. Alexandros, you are up. Hit, you're on board after that.
So it's middle of the day, isn't it?
It is early or not middle of the day. It's sort of late afternoon heading into early evening. So it's still, the sun is still up. It'll probably be setting in the next sort of hour or so. So there's not many shadows here for you to step into.
Yeah,
my friend.
yeah. How high is that rock?
The rock is about the same height as the wall of ice.
Okay. No way of getting up there, is there?
You could probably, or you could give it a go if you wanted to try and climb it. It's about 10 feet tall. It looks like a tri. It looks like 3 rock stands, sort of stacked on top of each other.
Do that.
You want to climb up there, so I'd say you'd be agile enough to get up there. It will take from where you are. It will take 10 feet of your movement to scale it.
Yep.
But it'll use 25 feet of your movement to get you up there. But you are now perched on top of the rope, on top of the rock, and you can see over it because it's roughly the same height as the wall of ice.
So I'm going to switch tactics. Still use the bow, but I'm going to take the demon by itself.
The one at the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one furthest away.
Yep. So what's the range? What's the short range on your bow? 120 feet.
150.
150. Yeah, well within range.
All right. 28.
That is a definite hit.
5 damage.
I'll give you advantage in sneak attack too, because of your positioning. So you definitely hit. So roll sneak attack on that one as well.
– 10.
So another further 10 points of damage. That was your first attack. Your second.
14.
That misses. So your second shot goes a little wide, but your first shot definitely finds purchase, and it's done some significant damage to this smaller entity. And you sort of hear it sort of hiss and sort of moves in a really unnatural way, very weird, something you've never seen before. But is that your turn?
That's it.
Hit, you're up.
Okay. Hit will... That ice wall is right in the way.
It
will... Killick will move to behind Anari.
Oh, I dropped him.
And then Hit will draw forth his loot. As Killick walks past him, he will touch Killick with the head of his loot. And he will say, "Everyone's got to have the sickness, 'cause everyone seems to need the cure." And he passed cure wounds onto Killick.
Okay.
Which Killick will then touch Inari and deliver the cure wounds to Inari with his reaction.
And what is your heal?
That is 14 points of healing.
So Inari, you get touched on the ankle by a little spider that just seems to come out of nowhere. Familiar colouring and shape. It looks, you've seen it before, and you get an instant warming feeling as he touches you and passes on the spell from his master.
Thank you.
And then Hit will move 5 feet towards behind the rock again. More behind the rock, please.
The bush was stopping you, but now you're there.
Always get stuck in the bush. That is all for Hit, thanks.
That is all for Hit. Next up is the lesser demons. They will stay where they are still, and they will make their attacks the first one on Fiala. Or will they? No, they won't. They're going to run in. So one of them can't quite get to you, but he's going to fire his ball of flame at you, which will miss with a 10. The other two, however, that are immediately with you, Sadiq, will all get 3 attacks with you. Actually, they get Hellflame twice. Second one still misses. So, 3 attacks. First one is with claws. And first one is a 21 to hit. Then they will also do a tail attack. There's 2 claws and tail. Natural 20 and a 2. So, you'll get the first one, you will get 10 points of piercing damage. The second natural 20 will be 20 points of slashing damage as the first creature attacks you. The second is going to attack with its claws. Both will miss. And its tail, which was a 19. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so another 10 points of slashing damage. And that is their turn. Back to the top of the initiative with Sadiq. You are now surrounded. You've got this large bug creature in front of you, and you've got 2 smaller demon-like creatures that have piled into your flank, and a third is on his way.
I'm gonna take on one of the lesser demons.
You're going to turn and face one of the lesser ones? Okay.
Yep, the one that hit.
One that hit you with the natural 20? One that hit you
one.
the hardest? Okay.
That sounds fair.
Roll your attacks, sir.
25 to hit.
That hits.
Now that will be a evil. I just got to read this. Only undead. Okay. Where the hell is that? There it is. Through. Yep. Roll. Thank you. Only rolled. So 22 points of damage. 7.
Yeah,
12 of that.
22
12 of that
points
is
of damage.
radiant.
Okay, so 22 points of damage. This creature, you swing, he's hit you quite hard, and you turn, and he's like, fuck this, and you swing with Heavenly Executioner, and you cleave him virtually in half.
Oh, so he's dead?
He is dead.
Oh, cool. I'll get an extra attack now.
You do. So he is down. First creature down.
Second attack.
So you still get a second attack, and you get an extra attack because of the death.
Yeah, because of the death. So second one was an 18 to hit.
That also hits.
Don't also forget your D4s, people, for
Yes,
bless.
You got bless for those who have the yellow rings.
Oh, yeah.
If you need
But
it.
you hit anyway.
Yeah.
If you need it.
That's 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
8 of that was radiant.
this dude, yeah, again, he does not look healthy right now. He is not looking good at all. He did take some pretty severe damage from that attack. Now you get your third attack because of the death of the first.
Why couldn't it just be one more number higher? It would have been a natural 20. 25 to hit.
That also hits.
19 points of damage.
19 points of damage, and another creature goes down. As you strike with this, you just seem to be buffed with energy with the death of the first creature, and the second one is now dead. As you swing with your third swing and destroy another creature. Is that your turn, sir?
And I'm going to take, because I'm hurting, I'm going to take this one superior pot of healing.
Okay, as a bonus action you can take that.
Yep. So, knock that off. Put a...
And just remember, max all potions, so whatever its maximum allowable heal is. is what you'll heal with a potion. Inari, you're up.
How much room is there on the top of that rock?
Not enough for you, unfortunately. It's a very precarious position, and Alessandros is probably looking like she's a bit unstable up to herself.
Damn it, because I was going to try and get over the wall.
You could try, but from your position, you don't look like it would be a great idea. You can certainly give it a go if you want.
Oh, fuck it, I'll give it a go. I want to scale and jump over the wall.
So you want to run up and try and jump the ice wall.
Literally, that's exactly what I want to try and do.
Okay, so we're how far away? You're pretty much right there. So it'll take pretty much all your movement to do that. So your entire movement. You will need to make a dexterity check. Not a saving throw.
Don't forget your D4.
You've got a D4, but it'll be at disadvantage because of the proximity of the ice wall. The site where you're starting to scale is started to ice over a little bit and is a little bit slippery. So you will be making a dex check at disadvantage. As you jump, you run, you take that couple of steps forward and you jump. Your first foot hits the bottom of the rock, finds purchase, no problem at all. As you start to step on the second part, you sort of quickly judging where you need to stand. Your right foot hits the next rock up, and as you go to put the pressure on, you slip on the iciness that is starting to form on the side of this rock. You don't fall, but you can't get the height that you wish as you then make your next step, which can't find 100% purchase either, and you sort of throw yourself forward to try and get over this wall. It's only a foot thick, so it's not like it's going to be a huge thing, but you catch the edge of the ice wall as you move forward. So you will fall 10 feet. You will take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall and land on the other side. You do make it over, but you are now prone again. I won't put you prone, but we will say that you are just there, next to Sadiq, but lying prone face down in the dirt.
Okay. Oh, did I not need to make a check for that?
You will not be able to get back up because that was your entire movement.
Okay.
You could use, I would say you could use your action to get back up, which will leave you a bonus action.
Well, that would, okay, so,
It's up to you. Either you can use the action to get up or not.
No, I'll just stay where I'm. Actually, I'm going to use my bonus action to put my frickin' studded leather on because I realise I can run around naked.
Not during combat.
Damn it.
Takes 5 minutes to put armor on.
Why
were you not wearing your armor?
I don't know, but it wasn't on. Or maybe that's from when I took it off. Got it taken off in the
true. So you never put it back on.
I never put it back on. I just looked and went.
Make sure, because that'd be why your AC so low.
Exactly.
Dean's inspiration for honesty and not just putting it on for you.
I already had DM's inspiration.
Well, there you go. You should have used it for your roll. Too late now. That's what the inspiration for. You can re-roll those checks. You could have re-rolled that check. But remember that for next time. You are now prone in the dirt with no armor on.
Flat on my face.
So all you see from where you're standing is you hear Geronimo, ah! And Anari's now lying face down in the dirt.
Bloody hell, Anari.
With that, it is now the humanoid demon's turn, who turns to you, Fiela, since you were the one that damaged him. And he is going to... What is he going to do? He is going to attack you. And he is going to attack you with his spear. Which he rolls a 17 and a 20. A 17 and a dirty 20. Both hit. So you will take, my dear, 4 14 points of piercing damage and 6 points of fire damage. As the moment he's thrust forward with a spear, the end of the spear ignites as he thrusts towards you. And yes, you have now taken said damage. Even though he's 10 feet away from you, the spear has a rather long range, you can see. And he turns to you and sort of glares down, like gives you that real sort of through the brow kind of look, that real evil sort of look. But you can't help but, even with that look, he's very attractive. It's really weird how attractive this guy looks, even though he's trying to kill you. It's a really strange feeling right now. You're almost conflicted, but not quite. He's definitely trying to kill you. You're trying to kill him, but he's strangely attractive. With that, it is now your turn, Fiala.
Alright, I'm going to cast Massacre Runes over Sadiq and Inari, that little 30-foot area.
Yep. And what does that do?
Massacre Wounds is a heal. So they will.
Oh, Mass Cure Wounds. Sorry.
Yeah.
I heard Massacre Wounds.
Massacre Wounds. No.
Mass Cure Wounds. Yeah. Massacre Wounds. So, do you have Mass
masking
Cure?
their wounds.
Do you
Yes,
have
they
Mass
do.
Cure Wounds? Do you?
Yes.
Oh, you do too. That's a 5th level
Okay.
spell. Holy crap.
Yeah. And they get 17 heal each.
So, Sadiq and Inari, you both receive 17 points of healing as a radiant energy flows through you both.
And I'd like to move towards the red guy. And as my bonus action, hit him with my shillelagh.
Go for it. Roll your attack.
19.
And that will hit, I believe. Just one second. Double check. Yes, that does hit.
And he only gets 5 damage, but I expect anyway.
You sort of walk up and you hear it here, dook, as you hit him, and it hits him, but he sort of looks at you in a kind of a puzzled look, as like, was that supposed to hurt? I don't get it. So is that your turn? And now the giant bug creature turns, sees Nari face planted in the dirt, and will make 3 attacks against you, Inari. So these will all be at advantage because you are prone.
Please, can
First
I have
attack.
my armor?
No, you cannot. First attack is 21. Second attack is 22. Third attack is a natural 20, so that'll be a 30 to hit. So you will, for the first attack, you will take. Whew, this is not good for you. You will take 22 points of damage, 12 piercing, 10 cold. You will take 20 more points of damage, another 10 slashing and 10 cold, and then you will take
A death save.
24 points of bludgeoning damage and 20 points of cold damage. Yes, so you will have an automatic fail on death save.
Okay.
So I will roll the remainder of your death saves.
Okay.
But you
Inari stays prone on
so
the floor.
Inari, Sadiq, you're probably the only one that notices that she's now unconscious, as everyone else, or Fiala was the only other one who could see that she was prone, and possibly Alessandras. But Sadiq, you're the only one that has now realised that she's just taken a shit ton of damage, and she is no longer conscious. And with that,
Like everybody else, I could just be prone on the ground, still face planted.
with that, it is now Alessandras' turn. And from your position, you saw Inari run up beside you, leap, hit the edge of the ice wall, face plant into the dirt, and is now just being wailed on by this creature.
So, as a bonus action, I put my bow away.
Yep.
Light my sword.
Yep. You can't light your sword with a bonus action. because it needs.
Yeah, it has to be an action.
So, or you can. Is an action or a bonus action to light that?
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action.
Where to go? There it is. Where is it?
Flame Tongue Rapier.
Bonus action.
So you got a choice. You can either you can use your action to put your bow away. Actually, no. You can use your free action to put a weapon away. So I'll allow you to use your bonus action to light your sword.
All right, we'll do that. So with that, so how far is the creature away from me?
From your position, probably about 15 feet.
Well, with that, I take a running jump towards the creature.
And you're jumping. I think you can jump.
Yeah.
What is the jumping distance? I forget.
Yeah.
It's something to do. It's something to do with your strength. I don't actually remember. Height is different to length.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because your strength is +1. I think it's equal distance to your strength. So you got 12 strength. So that
12-foot height would be about right. I
yeah.
guess.
So I think we'll work on that as a principle. I will look this up and figure it out at some point. But I will say. Let's have a quick look on basic rules here. Probably the best way to do it. Jumping. Just give me a second, guys. So you can jump. You can cover the number of feet up to your strength core if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. Standing jump, you can leap half that distance. So you can only jump about 6 feet from where you are, because you can't move 10 feet to do it. So you, from where you are, you would probably make it just over the wall.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You will fall 10 feet, so you'll have to make a dex save.
No, I won't.
I know you got Ring of Featherfall, don't you?
Yes.
Clever man. Still got that on. Well done. So you will clear the wall just, and you will float gently to the ground.
Yep.
Which will have you pretty much within, not quite within melee range, even though it looks like it on the battle map, where it's a bit squished up. You're just out of melee range. Your next turn will definitely get you there.
Okay, then I'll wait.
So as your turn hit, you're up. As you watch, you see Inari up and over. You hear a "Blah!" as she goes over. You then watch Alessandris take a leap of faith, and also jump over the ice wall.
Hit. Can't see Jack now because A, he's behind a rock, and B, there's an ice wall.
Yes.
So Hit's decision would be to get some line of sight, so he's going to move, I guess, through the forestry 5, 10, 15, 20 feet so he can actually see what's going on.
I know exactly where Hit's going. Going around the outside of the ice wall.
I assume that, yeah, as far as I can get to the outside of the edge.
Yep.
What is my vision from there?
From there, you see a dead demon of sorts, one still alive. You see the back side of this large bug-like creature. You probably just make out Alessandris where she is. You probably don't see Inari. She's lying prone on the opposite side of all that chaos.
Okay. Hit moves around, sees that, and thinks, what can I do to help here? And not seeing Inari, I apologize, Inari. If I could see you, I would try to help. I cannot. Seeing the creature, the big, that's the ice creature I can see quite clearly, isn't it?
It is, yes, the big blue beastie.
Hit will push forth his lute, extending the sign of the Steel Lady. And he will say, "Oh, guns blazing." And he will fire a magic missile at 3rd level at this beast.
And there is no roll to hit, it's an automatic hit, so roll your damage.
I shall indeed. And I shall do some math.
Math is hard. Not really, if you have a calculator.
1d4s, it's easy. It is 12, 15.
15 points of damage.
I tell a lie. It is 14.
14 points of damage as your icy missiles extend
Missiles
forth.
are just normal, sorry.
Oh, they're just normal. They're not icy. Ooh.
No, only bad spells are icy. Just this is a cleric
This is
spell.
a cleric spell. Okay, so you're so the purple bluish missiles snake forward like little missiles, for want of a better term, and strike this creature in its back and its in the carapace. Again, not doing as much damage as you would think. They definitely strike him, but it doesn't seem to be phased at all by this attack from his rear end.
And then it will get Killick to return to imp form and move 30 feet towards the wall, towards the ice wall, straight ahead. Just up against the ice wall, actually, not full 30.
Yep, so he's
That-
right up
that
against,
is good.
That's right up against the ice wall.
And that is it for hit, thank you.
That is it for hit. Now we're up to the little demon dude. He's gonna, seeing his mates being slaughtered by this green individual, he's going to roll into combat and make his attacks. So again, there's 3 melee attacks. He will make against you. First one is a 24, second one misses, the third one is a 20, dirty 20. So you will take 20 points of piercing damage. As he just rakes at you with a set of claws and then stabs, almost like a scorpion. His tail sort of comes up and jabs you in the top of the shoulder. And that is its turn. So we're now back to the top of the initiative order with Sadiq. This creature just rolled in after you decimated his friends and has attacked you. Your response.
Well, turn around and attack him back. Just the nice thing to do.
That would be the only logical thing to do.
Oh, he's going to really hate me.
What'd you get?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
So, I'll roll this, which is its thingo. So that's 15. And then it would be clear that 2 of them, and a little bit of flavour there. So 32 points of damage.
And with a single blow, you turn as this creature attacks you from behind. You turn, look at him, and just strike him with furious vengeance and anger, and cleft him in twain. And he is dead.
And now I'm going to turn. I want to do an insight check on this creature that we're fighting to work out whether or not it may be of a dragon knighting type creature.
It wouldn't be really. So what are you trying to determine?
Well, okay.
You want to determine its origins or its species.
Yeah, it's species type. It's creature type.
That wouldn't be an insight. This would take up the remainder of your action to do so. It'd be a nature check.
A nature check.
Yeah, and it'll use up the remainder of your action.
And it's against a fiend.
Is it a fiend? Yes, it is. So you get advantage.
Good.
And with a D4.
And with a D4.
Wow, that's that. Now run the D4. Oh, not 2D4. 1D4. So 26.
So
Nature
what?
check.
Yeah, what were you trying? You were trying to determine whether it was of dragon blood nature, or
Well, so the Dragon Slayer sword will do extra damage against dragons and dragon turtles or wyverns.
and things.
So I'm
with
just trying to work
dragon
out
blood.
whether or not to swap
Okay.
the great sword.
So quick. I mean, it's all happening so quickly. But you sort of turn. You kill this creature. You turn and you're looking this creature up and down, deciding what to do. And your knowledge from being a blood hunter, you're sort of looking at it and determining whether it may have dragon lineage or not, and you can definitely determine that it is not of dragon nature at all. Even though it has some form of scale, it looks a little more carapace type than scale. It's definitely more bug in nature than it is dragon. And now that you're this close to it, you're pretty certain it is not of this realm either. It is definitely from the Hells. That smell of sulfur is very heavy in the air right now. You can all smell it. So
Not
that
so
will leave
much
you...
me.
No, you're unconscious. That will use the remainder of your action. You will still have a bonus action.
Sadiq, do you say anything about that to us, or is it just go quiet in your head?
I'm gonna say, that it's not from this realm. Het, try using the flask.
That was exactly my thought.
And that will take the remainder of your turn, including your bonus action, to say all that. So, Anari, you're up.
And I'm gonna say thank you, Fiala, for giving me the idea. Actually, thank you, Yanti, for giving me the idea.
Right, so I've made a death save for Anari. Actually, roll your own death saves. Just don't put it on your sheet, and don't tell anyone. So, Anari, a death save, please. If you have something to say about it, just say it to me in chat. Just don't tell anyone else, and don't put it on your sheet. Next up is the humanoid. Which is going to... Oh, wow. Okay. Shit, where am I? I lost the thing. Oh, there it is. Found it.
She's close to death.
With that, this creature... what is he going to do? He's with you, Fiona. So he's going to make his 3 attacks against you. First one is a 18 to hit. Second one misses. Third one is a 24 to hit. So you will take... actually, it's only 2 attacks, so 1 misses, 1 hits. You will take... Where are we? 8 points of piercing damage and 3 points of fire damage. Next up is Fiala.
Alright. I am going to cast my healing spirit stag on Inari. She'll get 5 points of healing.
Get 5 points of healing.
Then she gets to roll a d6 every turn.
Actually, hang on a second. And with that, Inari, you will receive your 5 points of healing. And you are now conscious.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action to hit him in the ear with the shillelagh again.
Roll your attack.
It is an 18
18 hits.
and 7 damage.
Actually, 18 does not hit, sorry. It does
Oh,
miss.
well then never mind.
Don't forget your D4.
Oh.
You've got D4, so
18 plus 19? It's 19 to hit?
that hits.
Okay, 7 points of damage.
Good old D4.
So what was your damage? Sorry.
7.
7 points of damage. Right, so with that, it is now the. You're not going to move or anything like that?
No, I'll stay.
With that, it is now the giant devil's turn again, the ice demony type creaturey. Seeing it wailed on Anari there for a moment and seemingly thought she was dead, but her eyes flicker open with the heal that Fiala dished out, and is now going to make 3 more attacks, 2 at Sadiq and 1 at Anari, who is lying prone. So it'll be at advantage. So the one against you, Anari, is a 21 to hit. Sadiq, a 18 and a 22. So
Yeah,
Anari, you will receive. It's not going to be good for you. You will receive its bite attack as it reaches, sort of leans down and bites into you. As your eyes flicker open, you see this gaping, icy, buggy maw lean down and sink its fangs into your midsection. And you will take 12 points of piercing damage and 10 points of cold damage. So I believe you are unconscious again. And remaking death saves. You'll also have exhaustion from your previous unconsciousness. Also, Sadiq, you will take 22 points of piercing and bludgeoning damage and 20 points of cult damage also. And it's going to see if it recharges its wall of ice, which it does not. How long does that last for? Oh, that'll last for the round, so that's cool. Next up, Alessandros, with head on board after that. You are standing right beside it now. Well, you've got to move into it melee, but you're pretty much right there. Muted.
Bringing out my second sword as well, and moving in and attacking.
Do you have 2 swords?
Yes. Rapier +1.
You do too. Look at that. Right, attack. And you'll get sneak attack and advantage on the first.
So I can add the bless. I take it is
Yes,
what I've
to
got,
your
yes?
attack, yeah. So roll your attack with advantage on the first attack. So 2d20s take the highest.
Hang on then.
Because it's part of your rogue abilities. If you have an ally within 5 feet or you are attacking from surprise, you get advantage on the first attack.
14
Is that with advantage?
to hit. Yeah.
That will
That
miss.
And a D4.
Yeah, that's.
Add your d4.
So that would make it 18.
That hits.
Yay!
Oh,
That
for
was-
bless.
Bless. You got to remember it. Hey, it's paramount in a lot of battles.
Okay, so
So roll your
that's
damage.
9 damage with the sword.
Yes, and your sneak attack.
Hang on. Plus 8 damage for fire. And 7 sneak.
You notice that the fire damage doesn't seem to do anything at all.
Bugger.
It just doesn't. The flame just doesn't take it all, but it has taken damage. Your offhand attack.
9.
That is a miss. You
Yeah,
get
for
you still get 2 attacks with your main hand though. So remember that you
Yeah.
got 2 attacks. So you got another attack with your main hand as well.
21.
That hits.
And keep chucking your D4s with those misses.
10 damage for the attack. And 6 flame.
And again, you strike it again with your flaming rapier. The piercing damage seems to take some. It takes some damage from it, but that flame damage just doesn't seem to be working against this icy being. And is that your turn? Because your bonus hand missed, so we missed on that one. You got movement.
No, I'll stay where I am.
Stay where you are. Hit, you are up.
Hearing the signal from Sadiq, Het pulls forth the iron flask. He looks up and he says...
What is the save for that, sir?
He says in Elven, winter. And he winks at the unconscious Inari. You need to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Where are we? He has advantage on this, so we get to roll it twice. And that will be a 16.
The save is a 17.
And he fails the save.
That dirty little ice creature has now been sucked into my iron flask.
As you speak the Elvish word winter and you point the flask towards this devil, it turns and looks at you and hisses as the spell takes effect, and this whirling sort of wind starts to whip up around underneath it, Sadiq, right next to you, and you sort of step back a little bit as it starts to dematerialize in a tornado type fashion and is sucked into its flask and vanishes. And we are now out of initiative, and the ice wall with this creature disappearing as well. Actually no, we've still got the other dude up, but the ice wall disappears when this creature is removed. So Hit, you now have an ice devil in your flask.
Excellent. That is it for Hit. Actually, Hit will move 5, 10, 15 feet forward.
And yes, so that creature is no more. Back to the top of the initiative order with Sadiq.
Alright, I'm gonna turn around and go put on your hat and go take a swing at this other demon dude.
And you rock up to him and take your attacks, sir.
Natural 20.
Woohoo! Natural 20.
Yeah.
Roll that. Oh, so that would actually be a 20. Oh, I need to roll the D6 as well. D4. So that would actually be a 27 to hit.
I think that hits. I'm pretty sure.
And so now, what we're doing, we're maximizing damage, which is...
So you take your maximum weapon damage. So whatever, if using a greatsword or whatever, if it's a D12, then it's 12 plus whatever you roll, naturally.
Those two and that one. Roll. So 36, 38 points of damage.
38 points of damage. So that will be that much.
Oh, crap.
Oh, put on the wrong person. So your first attack, you strike down with Heavenly Executioner, and you strike this creature across his chest armor, and it finds some purchase. It does some amount of damage. He's not looking too hot. He's taken a bit of damage now, but the damage is definitely not as much as anyone would hope. He's taking a lot more physical damage than you guys have seen before, but he's definitely hurt. Your second attack, sir.
Can I actually get a third attack as well?
Because you got natural 20, eh?
Yeah.
Yep. So your second attack?
20 plus, because hit will want me if I don't add it. 23 to hit.
That hits?
Yes.
Remember your D4s.
Might as well roll them every time.
19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. No
And
problem.
Last
And your third
one.
attack.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Damage. 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. And with those that flurry of attacks, he's sort of trying to parry as much as he can. You can see he's not looking too good with the barrage of attacks he's just taken. And at that moment, he looks at sort of all you, seeing that the ice devil being sucked into the flask and the rest of the smaller demons gone. He now realizes he's on his own, and he sort of hisses to you, "This is not over." And with that, his form starts to change, and in an instant, a portal opens directly behind him, and he just takes a step backwards and disappears.
Schmuck.
What a jerk!
And again, that strong smell of sulfur hangs heavy in the air with this portal opening and then closing.
Hit runs over to Inari and tries to help her out as quick as he can if we're out of initiative.
You don't have to worry about it, Hip, because the stag will get her.
Oh, yes, I forgot the stag, yes.
Yes, so the stag's there and still, and will heal her pretty much. So you're back to consciousness, Inari.
Fiala's magic, always getting people up since the day it began.
Getting people off, is it? I mean up, shit. So
Healing hands.
with that, we are out of initiative, and whew, guys, well done.
That was pretty intense.
That was.
That was the
That's
best.
if you got for most of it. God.
Yeah. It could have ended very badly for a couple of people.
I died.
No, you
Reoccurring
didn't.
theme, eh?
So with that, initiative is now over. You guys watch as the remaining demonic bodies slowly turn to ash and dissipate on the spot, leaving virtually no evidence that they were even here. Faint scorch mark on the grass where the bodies lay, that smell of sulfur and brimstone hanging heavy in the air. Again, you guys have smelt this before. You smelt it when you first met Asmodeus. Similar smell when you were in the somewhat vision quest, if you will, with Het's family. And once again, when you're in the tomb with the scrying stone, when Kosis was talking to who you can only assume was Ildri, there's similar smell then as well. It is now, sun is now starting to set. The skies turn from the oranges and sort of blues now to the purples and blacks of night. It's a relatively cloudy night. The moon still rises in the sky, but it's not a really bright evening. But it is now getting dark.
I suggest we head back to town and rest up, or keep watch for the next attack scene. That's what's been going on, isn't it?
Although I
Well,
don't think they're going to be coming back that soon. I hope not. That hurt.
So you decide to head back. So you decide to head back to the township of Gaton
Yeah.
and back to the
probably
guild.
for the best.
Back to the guild house. It only takes you, like with the travels that you took to get here, it was only about two hours or so to get here. By the time you were following the Fiala Wolf and such, so it only takes you about the same to return back to Gaton. By the time you get back to the gates, the torches are all lit on the walls of the township. The guards are sort of waiting at the gate. They see you approach, looking a little worse for wear, and one of the guards, "Oi, you all right? You're looking a bit beat up, a little bit."
Just one of those days. Just one of those days.
Well, I hope they didn't follow you, whoever it was. And you can see he's pretty scarred up himself. You can see he's got a burn mark up one side of his face, and his armor's pretty fucked up. I mean, these guys have seen some pretty tough battles the last couple of weeks, and you can see that he's got that look of worry that whatever you've just been fighting is going to come back tonight, and you can tell that they're not ready. They're not ready for another battle.
Anybody?
No, I don't think they're going to be coming back.
Well, I certainly hope not. I mean,
Tonight, at least.
And he's sort of stammering. He's not really he's definitely not with it. He's kind of like, oh, all right then. And he's open the gate, and the gate opens from the inside. A couple of the guards sort of obviously have lifted a gate bar of some sort and have opened the gates from the inside and allowed you guys in. You head back to the inn, to the guild house. By the time you sort of get back there, there's no one really around. The headmaster's door is closed. You guys know where the rooms are. You've stayed here before. You know where, there's like a housecarl / servant sort of milling around as there always is. He sort of looks up as you sort of walk in, nods to you guys in recognition. If you wanted to eat, you could definitely hit him up. He'd probably make you some food and get you some drinks. I dare say you'd probably need it.
It says, I am going to go to the little dragon's room. That was a long time holding P through battle.
And with that, yes, we will. If you guys wish to retire for the evening, we will use that opportunity to take a break.
Yeah.
So you'll head to your rooms.
We need to sleep.
And
For at least.
Inari, you have exhaustion, so you know you're going to need a full 24 hours to rest before you're back to full fighting fitness. The rest of you probably know this.
Sleep for 8 hours this time.
The rest of you will probably know that as well, knowing that she's been taking some damage. So, with that, guys, we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break. I'm just going to turn it back over to Evil. Look, there I am. Evil's back, and he's got a big face. Holy crap.
That guy was better looking.
Yeah, the other guy's better looking. But yeah, guys, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a short break and return shortly.
when she stops falling on her face, putting
Well,
hands
there is that too. But yeah, I mean, that's just how 5e is I mean, it's the easiest edition to get into for sure, but there are some things that they still need to work on. So,
but I remember like second and third edition, you leveled like sort of the enemies went up slower and you went up. You could always sort of get more powerful. Whereas in 5e, it levels evenly. Like the goblin at the beginning who seems tricky when you hit third or fourth level is not so tricky anymore. But then the next creature that replaces him just evens out again, and it's kind of like that all the way. I think that's how they've done it. Eh?
Yeah, but at the same time, the goblin can also level the same way a human does.
Yeah,
So
I mean, this is I think this is the thing with 5e. Like, I think I look at you guys. You guys are leveling up, and your XP, your HP gets higher in that too. I've been looking at some YouTube stuff where we grow up as humans. Okay, we gain more knowledge, which is fine. So you might gain more spells and stuff, but our health doesn't get any higher. We stay at the same health. If we take a bullet to the chest, we're still going to die at age 1 and age 50. So
it was version 2. There was actually a rule there. Your HP stayed at whatever the hell you rolled at the beginning, and that was it.
And this is what I'm going to look at potentially for the next homebrew campaign is a level cap, a HP cap. But so the creatures will have an HP cap too. So it's not just going to be the players. The creatures will have an HP cap based on their size and their overall sort of makeup. So there will be, like a dragon's going to have a lot more hit points compared to a player, but it will it'll still be a lot lower than what it currently is. Like ancient dragon in 5e has an average of like 800 hit points, give or take. If you guys were capped at 25 hit points as humanoids, I'm not going to have a dragon at 800 hit points. I would probably have it around 4 to 5 times your hit points. So it would still take you a bit to kill it, but it'll also do a lot less damage. So it's going to take a little bit to work out the finer details on creatures and damage and stuff.
You'd have to tweak the damage. Because,
definitely. The thing is, what I do is work on just a hit base. It would be more so if they hit you, you lose one health point, rather than just a damage like they hit you to do 25 damage. I mean, every time you were hit, you'd lose 1 hit point, so it'd take you 25 hits and you're dead, based on whatever hit cap you're at.
And a critical hit's double points.
Yeah. So it's a fairly easy thing to work out. I mean, I like 5e.
There is actually a hardcore mode already written. Jake's, I think he might be mentioning it there, but yeah, there's a book for hardcore mode D&D 5e.
Okay, cool. We'll have to look into that.
Hey, check it out.
Anywho, we shall turn it back over to Le DM and get back into Le Story. Yoink. And I'm back. Righty.
Taking long rest.
Lions, you are taking a long rest.
Damn right.
Yayla, as you enter your room and into your start to drift off to sleep, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yes.
Yes, you're muted.
10.
10? You, during the night, have an extreme pang of guilt into your thoughts. Your mind is cast back to just moments before, or just a few hours earlier this evening, walking into that clearing and seeing who you thought you killed standing in that portal. Was it Neymaris that I killed? Was that Neymaris still? Was that the entity that supposedly lives within Neymaris? Have they separated? The guilt comes, you feel confused, and your sleep is very broken. You still get your long rest, but it is very broken. You're waking several times, sort of just constantly thinking about it. You're just not 100% sure how it's possible that could have been her. That has to have been some form of magic. But you do get your long rest in the end. Sadiq, I need you also to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
15.
15. Much the same thing, and you don't have the same guilt feeling, but your mind sort of dances over that whole thing as like, that can't have been her. There's no way. There's no way that was her. We killed her. I burnt the body. There's no way that even though you said it earlier that high-level magicians or devils or demons could potentially bring her back, you say without a body, there's no way. There is absolutely no way that she could be Nomaris, or that entity could be her. It has to be someone else. It takes you a little while. I mean, you do get sleep eventually. You get a long rest. You sleep relatively well, but just that in those sort of hour or so leading into sleep, you just mull it over in your head a few times, and it's like, no, it was definitely not her. Het, you sort of think about it a little bit. You're not too concerned. You're more worried about the magics involved if it is her. It doesn't stop you from sleeping, but you definitely your thoughts wander to it before you do get to sleep. If it is her, then there's some pretty nasty magic going on somewhere, and it was pretty powerful. But you're pretty certain that there's no magic out there powerful enough to reconstitute the body.
Het will spend about an hour before actually going to sleep reading from the Book of the Steel Lady. He especially will focus on the scripture, the Harris scripture, the loneliness of the long distance runner section.
No problem. Duly noted. Inari, you will need to make a wisdom saving throw also, please.
22. First decent roll I've done.
With that, you sort of think about it, and you think, don't really care. Not my problem. And you drift off to sleep. No problems at all. You sort of thought about it for a moment, and it's like, nah, not really worried.
Okay.
Alessandros, you're much the same. You just, like, if it was her, we'll kill her again. No dramas. And with that, you will find sleep eventually. Some of you more restless than others, but you do wake in the morning, rested, and ready for a new day. You come down to the guild hall, and there's a few bodies floating around. The servant's there. Einwell is there also, and greets you as you come down for the breakfasts and coffee and such. Good morning. Hope you all slept well. Ooh, Inari, you don't look so good. Are you okay? Do you need some help?
I'm just a little bit tired. I should probably go back up and go back to bed.
Certainly look tired. Sadiq, you didn't look very well when you came in last night either.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a fight. Yeah.
Well, nothing happened in the town last night. When you left, I waited as long as I could. I'm getting old, so I went to bed early, but I've been informed that you had a bit of a skirmish.
We found out what happened to all your people that have been going missing.
Oh, did you bring them back with you? His sort of eyes sort of prick up.
No.
We said we found out what happened to them.
Oh, I see. So it was not good then.
No. Not good at all.
Right. Well, that is unfortunate. I shall have to inform the townspeople. But you're certain that we will not have any more problems?
No, I can't promise that until this war is done and dealt with. You're still going to have problems. You're pretty much been
say, recruited into the other side's army? Well, the undead army,
Oh,
at least.
right. Shit.
Yeah.
I shall have to send word to
Information.
Voland for reinforcements. Then I guess. Hopefully they're able to send more soldiers to our aid. Our guard here is getting rather thin, and so is the town. We've lost a number of people, as you know. But we'll do our best, of course. And you, your travels take you further north, I understand.
Yes, we're going hunting for someone that might be able to.
Ah, yes, that is right. The White
Help us.
Drake, the infamous Ildri, the champion of men, who has not been seen for 100 years. Good luck with that. Many thanks for your assistance as well. I'll make sure that everyone knows of your exploits, of course. And good luck to you all. I must be about my business. And he turns and heads out the door, obviously to possibly inform the townspeople what's happened, or do whatever he does here daily. You are at the guild house. You can eat, drink if you wish, and plan your day's journey.
Would anybody mind if I just stay and go back to bed for the day?
You need to rest. Go ahead.
Is there anything I can do to help, Inari?
No, I think I just need to rest.
You
I
could
agree
sing
with
her a
Fiona.
lullaby.
Oh yes, I could sing you a good song of rest. How would that be?
Awesome, thank you.
Het pulls out his lute, and he plays Fear of the Dark. Fear of the Dark. I have a constant fear that something's always there. It's just a little lullaby for you, Inari.
And with that, Larry, your sleep
Thank
is
you.
plagued with dreams. Not good ones. No, I'm kidding.
I think Enter Sandman would have been a bit of
Oh, hang on. I know that one as well. I'm not going to sing it. I've already given her one song. I don't want to hold you up, Inari. You look tired.
So with that, Inari, you retire back to your room.
Yep.
And you just crash out. You're pretty wrecked.
Ta-ta. Say your prayers, little one.
Is there anything you guys wanted to achieve during the day while Inari is resting? While here in Gaton? Or just general stuff? General
Just general
resupplying?
stuff. Yeah, I need to stock back up on some arrows.
You can do that. Again, I think what we agreed on was like 5 gold for 20 arrows or something.
I don't need that much.
You can say what arrows you need to replace. You can replace at just say gold, and you replace whatever arrows you've lost. Anything else anyone else would like to achieve through this day, or we just might even move into the next day if there's nothing.
Hit will if no one else is at this point.
Yep, go for it.
Hit just wants to make a symbol of the Steel Lady and put it into the top of the skull that he made the days before. He didn't think about it at the time, but now, after the visit of the Steel Lady the night earlier, he wants to dedicate one item specifically for her.
It's probably going to take you roll a performance check. Actually, no, be dexterity, sorry, because you're making it with your hands.
Yeah, and I'm using my tools as well.
Okay, so add proficiency.
Blah blah blah. 15 plus proficiency is 3 plus dex. That is all. 18.
And with that, it takes you about an hour. You probably go do it in private, I would imagine. You go back to your room.
Yeah, I carve like the shape, and then I try and inlay it with the symbols that I have available.
And you do it without too many hassles. While you're working, however, you're sitting there. I'm sure either sitting at a desk or cross-legged on the floor, whichever you prefer.
At a desk, my fat dragon legs are too big for cross legs.
So you're sitting at a desk and you're sort of working away, and you feel a breath on your right shoulder, and then you hear that distinct rattling of chains, and you hear, "What is this you are making?"
Well, you see, Rattlehead, the Steel Lady, and you. I mean, I combined my symbol originally to make the Steel Lady's and yours join together, and then put it on my lute. And I've been utilizing both of your abilities, and it's wonderful. But I still plan on utilizing both symbols. But I think the Steel Lady needs her own, and you need your own. It's kind of. I don't want to cross-contaminate, if you get what I'm saying.
Interesting. But you wanted vengeance, did you not?
And I still want vengeance, absolutely, but it seems the more I think about my family and I try to get vengeance, the more mistakes I seem to make with these people around me, and I do not want to make more mistakes and bad decisions.
You need to grow the vengeance to gain more power.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's easy to say, but I
cannot help you if you do not help me in return.
Oh, what do you need? I can make things.
Everything.
Songs. Everything, okay?
No, I'm kidding.
Can you write me a list?
You need to send me the soul of the vampire.
Oh, well, that's easy. He's a crap fag. I really just want to kill him.
There is one thing you'll need to do to harvest this undead soul.
Yes, go ahead.
You'll need a vial of holy water, firstly.
Okay, vial
The
of
blood of an unborn child.
Writing this down, just give me a
Joking,
moment.
forget that second part.
Not the blood.
No, I'm joking. This is me. Forget it. Flask of holy water, which you'll need to splash directly onto his skin at the point of his undeath, shall we say. Then you'll also need to find a dragon. Not unlike yourself.
Oh, we're looking for a dragon. Does it have to be a dragon born or a dragon kin?
A dragon.
Okay.
You'll need to harvest from this dragon 1 drop of blood to mix with the holy water. This will bring the vampire's soul to the surface, in a sense. Then you should be able to harvest it with my symbol.
With your symbol?
Once you've harvested the soul, call on me again.
One more thing. When you say harvest with your symbol, do I have to draw your symbol in the ground or just use your symbol like I do with my magic?
Just hold the symbol against the body of the master vampire.
I'm with you.
It will draw his soul into it. Once you have completed my task, call on me again.
I shall do that. Oh, and thank you.
And with that, the rattling of chains sort of you feel that sort of almost like a swirling wind as like someone's just turned right next to you, and a small rattling of chains, and then you sort of look, and there's no one there.
Damn it, Rattlehead! You made my glue set, and I hadn't stuck the little steel bit, and now I have to do it again. Oh well.
But you do complete your task, and you achieve what you wish to achieve.
And after it completes that, he sets himself to bed.
Right you are. So is there anything anyone else wanted to do before turning in for the evening? Fiela?
I would like to sneak into Anari's room.
Yes.
And hang her studded leather on the door so that when she wakes up, it's the first thing she sees. And then fluff her pillow a little, and kiss her forehead, and leave.
Aw.
She doesn't wake. You just absolutely shattered. So you're just out to it, drooling down one side of your mouth, snoring loudly. Like it's unusual for an elf to snore, but she's snoring really loudly. But yeah, she's drooling down one side of her mouth too. But she's dead tired. But you get her armor from her pack, which she's obviously not put on because she's gone back to bed, and you hang it on the back of her door. So with that, unless there's anything else anyone else wants to do, we will move through this day and into the next evening. Inari will get her full 24 hours recovery time and be fighting fit for the next day. The next day comes. You again all awaken after another rested evening. Nothing happens during the course of the night. No attack on Gaton. No bad dreams. Hit, you do probably ponder on what the Railhead has asked and kind of wonder why. He didn't really give you any reason as to why he needs the soul of Cass, but you think about it. But seems legit, kinda, sorta.
Hit will go over with Tifiela at some time during the morning, just when they're alone, not alone, but a little, enough apart that it's away from the others, and he will mention this to her. He will say, "Hey, Fiela, had a strange visitor in my room last night."
What, excuse me?
Oh, the Rattlehead.
Oh, yes, yeah, him.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it to the others, but I wanted to roll it by you first. So he asked me to do some strange things.
You can't pause there. You really should keep going.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's the visual.
Yeah, I never considered that as okay. So anyway, he said, well, basically he wants the soul of this vampire. Well, the one we're gonna kill anyway, right? So he wants me to get a vial of holy water and a drop of dragon's blood, mix it all together, and then using his symbol, once we get, I was about to say Strahd. Once we get cast to the point of death, the brink of death, basically, he wants me to pour it on him, put his symbol on him, and basically absorb his soul, I guess. Isn't that cool that he's helping?
Hey, I mean, so you're not concerned with what he's gonna do with it after he's done, and asking an ancient dragon, since it's the last one, just to bleed out for you? I mean,
well, I didn't think of it like that. He said a drop of blood. When I'll just go, hey, Ildri, is it cool if I can get a drop of your blood for a spell? It'd be real wicked. And she'd be like, oh yeah, you're a white dragon like me, yada yada, this seems like a good idea.
You have high hopes, don't you?
Well, I sure hope so. I just want to destroy this guy, but do you think it's legit?
I really worry about what you need a vampire soul for. I don't
even think they have one.
Good thing. Yeah. Good point. But
maybe his essence, his energies, I don't know.
But it can't be good. Like, it can't be a selling cookies for charity kind of soul. It's evil.
No, but isn't that what the heavens do? Any of the gods, they take evil souls or evil beings and they make them suffer for eternity. Isn't that the whole idea?
What does the Steel Lady say about this idea?
Well, the scriptures are very cryptic when you read them. You have to sort of make, like any Bible, you kind of read it and you take what you can from it and twist it to mean whatever you want, really. But the Steel Lady's exact words are hard to read, but she basically says to protect others, and I believe that protecting others is done by destroying Cass.
I usually pick my decisions on if I'd regret them after or not, so maybe you should just think about it. And
oh, Do you think I will regret killing Cass? We all will regret it.
I, not that part, but maybe
Hang on a minute.
the vampire soul part. He could
I-
unleash it, or he could.
Hit doesn't think that Fiala is on the level, DM. He thinks there's something up with her.
Roll insight.
That's what I was getting at. That is 17.
So, Fiala, are you being truthful in what you're trying to say?
I'm being truthful in saying that I don't like the idea of a vampire soul just in a jar for anyone to use. That's what I'm being truthful about.
So she's pretty much on the level.
Hit sort of looks up and down quietly for a second and says, Fiala, what is your last name?
I don't have a last name.
Okay, it's you. I was just checking. I thought maybe you've been taken over by like Namaris or something. It was a bit tricky there.
Do you think what I'm saying is a bad idea?
Well, just getting rid of Cass is the whole point. He is evil beyond all comprehension. If his soul goes to the Rattlehead, who is not inherently evil, it cannot be for a bad reason. That is like you destroying Namaris. You didn't do it for a bad reason, did you?
But I didn't put her soul in a jar.
But if you could have, would you?
Nope. What would I don't know what I do with a soul in a jar. What do you do with souls in a jar anyway? Is it like eyeballs in a jar?
Oh, I sold the eyeballs, I'm sorry. I know you didn't like them, so I sold them off.
Well, what kind of creature needs souls? Demon or?
Well, every creature. You,
I mean,
everyone who is born with a soul.
extra souls.
Oh, the Rattlehead. Yeah, maybe next time I see him I should ask, but, I mean, everything he has done has been good for now.
Okay. I'll just follow with what you decide.
I will take it on me what you have said. I am not naysaying what you have said. That is, your ideas are good. I like them. I was just curious about should I tell the others.
I think maybe Sadiq's always given you good advice. Well, he gave me horrible advice, but he seems to like you. So
I like
you know,
Sadiq. He is good.
Yeah,
He has the right idea.
maybe you need like a simpler answer. He's very simple.
You're exactly right. I shall do that, and he gives her a quick. He grabs her hand and gives her a little kiss and goes over to Sadiq. Sadiq, my friend, I have something I need to talk to you about.
Would I have heard any of the conversation that those two had actually
How
had?
how private was your conversation, guys? Did it get to a volume where it may have been overheard?
Het was trying to be cautious about it. That's why he sort of pulled Fiala away, and they could have maybe heard snippets, I guess.
Roll a perception check. The.
Shit, you'd have to pick that one.
We weren't actively trying to
Yay!
listen in.
15.
So. Yeah, just like Hitzy, you probably would have got snippets, not the whole conversation. You probably would have heard maybe Cass's name. That definitely would have been one name that would have perked your attention. Hearing Vampire Cass. So you know they're talking something about him, but you're not entirely sure what.
Okay, so what's on? What's going on?
Well, the Rattlehead appeared to me last night, and I shouldn't stop here because then Fiala said that's a bad thing. So what he did was he came to my room and he asked me if I could collect a vial of holy water, a drop of dragon's blood, and basically when we take down Cass, if I use his symbol on Cass, that he will take his soul. He's basically helping us, I think.
Okay, so he's going to take his soul for what purposes?
Well, after talking to Fiala, I thought about that in my 3-second walk over here, and I think maybe it's so he can't be revived again.
don't think he can be revived in the first place. Het is the undead.
That's right, an undead is someone who is dead getting revived. So when you kill an undead being, is it not the same thing to revive them again?
No, I think once they're dead, they're dead. Dead.
I think in your line of work, in my line of work, we know that isn't exactly true.
Yes. Maybe that is the reason why. But I don't know. Look. I don't know about the Rattlehead enough. Like, he doesn't seem to be a entity for bad, but at the same time, he's very guarded type deal. Like,
Yes, he's coming along though because he tried to joke with me this time around.
oh, he tried to joke with you. What did he say?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like what he said. He didn't say, "Hey, an old man knocks at the door and there's a," I don't know. It wasn't one like that kind of joke. It was the sort of joke where he was trying to be a little funny, and it's unusual. He doesn't normally do that. I think he's lightening up to me, is what I'm saying.
Or he's just trying to fool you. No,
It's possible.
possible. Either way. What did he say anyway? What was the actual thing that he said?
Which part? The joke?
The joke.
I have to think about that now because I cannot remember. You know how dreams go and...
About baby's blood.
Oh, that's right. Yes. That's what it was. He said I needed to collect some baby's blood or infant's blood as well.
An unborn child's blood.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like, no, forget that part. Dragon's blood.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. That you do realise you've already got the dragon's blood, and you've already got the holy water.
Well, holy water's easy. The dragon's blood, I don't think we have, unless you have some.
Well, just prick your finger, Het.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Are you technically part of the dragon subspecies?
No, it does. No, so Dragonborn were created to fight against the dragons in the Dragon War. We don't actually have a direct line of dragon blood to us per se. If we were dragon kin, then yes.
Okay. Well, something
No,
new.
no tail. See, no tail. Never had a tail. Never will.
He bends over and waggles his butt at you, so he's got no tail.
Yeah. Okay.
But Yildri might allow us to.
She might, but at the same time, she might think that this Rattlehead guy wanting the soul of, like, if he just wanted to imprison the soul type deal, and you have it and it's imprisoned and he's teaching you how to imprison it, that would be one thing, and I wouldn't be so hesitant about that, because that means this prick can never come back. But
Yes.
souls are power. What's he need more power for?
Well, he's a god, right? So power is like what they exude.
Yeah, well, that's my point. Is he really a god if he needs more power? It's kind of that ice type thing. We're walking on thin ice with that, because
Oh, I have no issues with ice. I can walk on thin ice all day.
you would go straight through thin ice, Het. You're
Oh,
as
no.
hip.
Me
You're
and
heavy.
ice, we're like this.
Yes, you and ice are like that, except that ice can only take a certain amount of weight, and you weigh a ton.
I tell you what, I don't weigh a ton. It's not hurtful. I don't have that many feelings, but next time we're near some ice, I will show you what I'm talking about.
Look, Het, you weigh at least twice as much as me, and I'm a heavy prick, so I'm just saying.
You're not wrong in regular
I've lowered you
circumstances.
down on a rope. I know how heavy you are. You're not a light little feather.
That is true. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
What were we talking about? Oh, souls.
So should I? I mean, I should let the group know, right? That everyone's on the same page here.
Yeah,
'Cause once-
yeah. It's probably a good idea that everyone knows that this is what he's doing, but at the same time, I just want to kill the prick. I really don't care what you do with his soul.
Excellent. That's good.
So yeah, at the same time, we can always capture the soul. Although, when we do the capture of the soul, it goes straight to him, wouldn't it? Technically.
Well, if I do that, it should go straight to the Rattlehead so he can imprison him forever. Yes.
The impression you got was, because he's asked you to contact him once you'd captured it, so the impression you would have is that it may not go directly to him, it may go directly into the symbol.
Ah.
He's asked you to contact him, yeah.
Hit relays that to Sadiq.
Okay.
You're not 100% sure.
Right. So, you splash the watery blood stuff,
Yeah,
draw
and
a
then
symbol,
that's it. Yes.
soul go into symbol.
And then I call the Rattlehead to say, "Hey, yo, buddy, I got him."
So what, you draw the symbol on the body?
Oh no, I have a symbol of the Rattlehead. I can press against it, like like in the old.
So your
in the old theatre plays.
Your talisman becomes the vessel.
Yes, which is on the head of my lute. See, and he shows the lute.
I think you might need to make it like a hammer.
I don't know if you remember, but there's been a couple of times my lute has destroyed things completely.
Yes, this is true. I have seen that. But I was just thinking, like, you get a hammer, put the vial of blood in it, so when you smash him with it, it seals him and splatters the blood and everything over him too. There you go.
That is.
And we'll call it Het sealen. Yeah, that sounds good.
That is one of the best plans I have ever heard, except for the bit where I have to swing a hammer. Because me and swinging weapons, we do not go hand in hand. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I've never, in your guys' views, done well with throwing a knife, hitting with a sword, hitting with a hammer,
or throwing holy water
mace,
for that matter.
or throwing holy water for that matter.
There we go. Now, you're going to throw the holy... you're not very good with throwing.
No, I'm not going to... I'm going to run up and I'm going to jam it into him with my bare hands and then hold the symbol against him. That's the only way.
You also impart the information that Cass has to be basically defeated to be able to do it. Yes,
he has to be pretty much down, yeah.
He has to be unconscious.
Wait a minute, when they go unconscious, don't they just...
Not straight away.
We've got seconds to react, basically.
You'll have seconds before
you're gonna have to be close to do it in the first... I think you're gonna have to learn how to swing a hammer.
I have a few tricks up my sleeve, Sadiq.
Could always work on a spell that's a hammer that holds it and does all the symboling in that.
Hit Icy Hammer of Dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn because that's a great spell. I'm going to work on it immediately. Well, immediately after I tell everyone the same business. and Hit calls Ali and Ari and Fiala over and discusses the same conversation with them. I'm not going to repeat it if you guys have any questions. I mean, I can. I'm really good like that. But if you want to ask me questions, now is the time, Ali and Ari.
So if you guys want to add to the conversation, you can add your thoughts.
I would suggest with the hunt for this white dragon, yes, I ask for some blood, maybe, but see if she know what this what was
Rattlehead.
Rattlehead. See if she knows anything about this Rattlehead, because
she's ancient.
She's been around. At the same time, dragon blood in its own right is pretty powerful stuff. Like, you're mixing a lot of powerful magic there. Holy, the divine with dragon blood.
That's pretty cool, eh?
Just wondering about the consequences, Head. But,
yes, Fiala did mention that too. Maybe you are both right. I should be cautious. I have not been steered wrong yet, though.
Yes. What was the old saying? Good intentions, road to hell, something like that.
Interesting.
So we basically need to get you as close as we can to Cass when he dies.
Het's gonna learn us. He's gonna make a spell called Het's Slam or Hammer Time or
It's
something like that.
Icy Hammer of Dawn.
Yes,
It was pretty
yeah.
straightforward. I thought it rolled off the tongue.
Yes.
Okay.
Winter's Bane. There you go. We'll call it that. That's Het's Bane. Yeah. Head smash.
But basically, he will have to be near death. You know, on death's door, knocking on heaven's door, that type of thing.
Ooh, you could call it knocking on heaven's door. There you go.
I think that is copyrighted. You must be careful.
Knocking on Helm's door.
Helm's door. Yes. No. It'd be
Or Tempest's door.
Steel Lady's
Rattle-
door. Knocking on
but it-
Fiela's door.
Isn't it like the it's actually the Rattlehead, so it'd be something about the Rattlehead's door. Does
Oh.
he have a door?
He just comes and goes as he pleases. Really, you can't stop him.
But Yankees chain.
And that's a good one. I like it.
The Yankees chain. There you go.
So, if anyone, well, I mean, we've got plenty of time, I guess, before we face Cass. Or we got a little bit of time. If you have any more worries or questions, I can try and call on him again. But he did say to me, you know, call on him again when I have the soul. So I wasn't going to try and bug him, but I can.
I don't know. We'll see what Yildri says. Yeah, she might just look at you and go, "No, stuff you. I'm not giving you my blood in the first place," and it's a moot point. So
That's true. You could be completely right. And if she says it like that, I imagine she's already going to be attacking us. So we'll get the blood one way or the other.
yes,
Hopefully, she will help us.
defender of men. Although she did get stabbed in the back by some people, not us.
No.
Stupid councils. Oh well.
And Ari, did you remember to put your armor on today?
She is fully dressed.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Hmm.
Sometimes
So
make-
I'll
so
hang
make
it on
sure
the back
it's-
of my door.
Make sure it's equipped on your character sheet as well.
I will.
So with that, you discuss further about your plans, and this probably takes a couple of hours. So you again mid-morning now. On the next day, it's slightly clouded. It's not super fine, but it's not cold. It's not raining or anything. But it looks like it may rain the next few days. Are you ready to head out towards the remains of Riffield and to the Falcon Hills?
Ready and maybe willing.
I believe so.
So you say your farewells to Einwell and you make your way out to the stables. You get your horses, you resaddle them. They've been taken care of throughout the night and the next day with the local stables, and you head out. You leave Gaton in your rear vision mirrors, as it were, and you head off towards the north, following the road towards Riffield. It takes you about half a day to get to Riffield, and you get there and it's much like you left it. It's probably a little bit more run down now than what it was. Obviously it's been quite a number of months since you were here last. A couple of the buildings have been burnt completely to the ground. Others have sort of collapsed under their own under sort of winter weight. There's been a strong winter fall not long after you guys left here. Not much remains here. No one's come and rehabited the place by the looks of it. It's pretty much abandoned. Do you choose to stop here for any kind of time, or are you going to just keep going?
I think we should keep going.
I think we should keep going as well.
So you carry on.
As they travel, Head plays a little ditty, Carry on my wayward son.
A little ditty. So, yeah, the little ditty is played and you carry on northward of Gaton into the evening. Not much really happens, but once you sort of leave the roads, you're now in open plains. Another large lake to the north of Gaton. It becomes visible in the distance as you travel. From where you are, you know it's probably going to take another day of travel to get to the base of the mountain ranges that is known as the Falcon Hills. You camp for the evening. Nothing happens much during the evening. You take your respective watches. It's a relatively quiet evening. No one really has any problems sleeping. You wake the next day and you head out once again. Now you start to see the mountains in the distance as you approach. You've now reached the Arctic north of the Howling Mountains region. What lies before you is a vast, jagged peaks of ice and snow. There are many narrow paths made by animals leading up into the hills, but only one discernible and possibly man-made path. It looks like it leads deep into the frozen regions of the mountain range. And that is where we will end tonight's story, and we will rejoin the Lions and their trek into the Falcon Hills Mountains next week. So we will turn off la musique. We will close that and we will turn back over to Evil. Yoink! Scary evil face. Holy crap, that's close. Go back to that. Right, ladies and germs, thank you so much for joining me this evening, and my players, thank you so much for your input again. Another great show, appreciate it very much. XP for tonight, I have prepared, not 5,000 Blue Jay, but nice try. You will, however, get 4,100 XP. Your combat alone afforded you just under 3,000 each. So 4,100 each for the XP for the combat and for the roleplay and everything else. Very, very well done. Amazing show. Appreciate it very, very much. And when we rejoin the crew, they will have to leave their horses because the horses will not be able to travel in the snow. Snow will be too deep.
Not again.
No.
Night, Drax. Have a good one, buddy.
Night,
Thank you for hanging
Drax.
out. Just a quick mention. Amin, thank you for the follow. And lots of posture checks there as well. Cheers, guys, for hanging out. SBC, thank you for the subs. The resub 6 days ago was after the last show, but thank you much for that, my friend. 7-month resub. Don't forget, guys, smash that follow button if you're enjoying the show, and also too, if you are returning viewers and want to help us out, smash that sub button as well. All subs, all monies go back into the show for obviously quality control, cameras, microphones, story, all that sort of stuff, source books and such. So all subs proceeds go directly back into the channel. None of it goes into my pocket. Wednesday night, next Wednesday night, 19th of August, will be the session 0 of the Curse of Strahd campaign. We have a 6th player as well, guys, so it's not going to be just these 5 here. We will have our moderator, the Drax, will be joining us as our 6th player. So keep an eye out for that. Again, session 0, what that entails is rolling of stats, introductions of the PCs, and a little bit of a prologue, and then session 1, which will be the following Wednesday, will be the start of the campaign. So definitely come and check us out for that. That'll be lots of fun. It's a lot darker campaign, even though it is kind of horror based, very similar to this one. It'll be very interesting indeed. Lots of cool stuff. So, with that, shall we raid this evening, ladies and Germanies?
Raid?
Raid! Who was on? Is there anyone interesting on? Dreaded GM's on. We could raid them again. Definitely want to raid another D&D channel. Let's see who. Dreaded GM's on. We got a rerun from them.
Tainted's doing.
Oh yeah, Tainted Filth's on as well. That's right, they're doing their Curse of Strahd campaign, aren't they? They got 30 viewers. Dreaded's got 10. We got what's this one? It's a live one. They've only got 10 viewers. Let's have a look at these guys. Dumbasses and Dragons, their title. I like it.
To heal it.
Have a quick load at this one. What are they doing? They're doing
If
session
anyone
2.
wishes to save it.
Australian streamer as well.
Now would be the time.
Do it.
I think we'll raid these guys.
Going to try and
So,
stay
ladies and
alive.
germs, we're going to raid
Raw medicine.
this
make it
crew
worse.
here. Gonna type it in.
Natural one.
Ooh, you made it worse.
So we're gonna raid them.
I did that once. And
Stay in the
it
chat
barely failed.
and join us in the raid, and we will see you next on
remember
Wednesday,
this.
Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. for the Curse of Strahd Session 0.
As confidently